Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been following the Browns this season, you know it's been a story of patience, of strategic moves, and of a franchise that's quietly building something special. But what's really catching everyone's attention right now is the development of Shedeur Sanders. That's right, Shedeur Sanders, the rookie quarterback drafted in the 5th round of the 2025 NFL Draft, the player many thought would need more time, more seasoning, and maybe even a year or two on the bench before really stepping into the spotlight. But the latest reports suggest that the Browns aren't rushing him, and that's a smart move. They're taking it slow, carefully managing his development, and it's already paying off in ways that could have huge implications for the team's future. You see, Sanders didn't fall so low in the draft by accident. He's a talented player, no doubt, but coming out of college, he wasn't seen as ready to be an immediate starter in the NFL. During the preseason, it was clear he still had a lot to learn about the speed and complexity of the league. But that's not unusual. Many top quarterbacks needed time to develop, and rushing a young guy into action can sometimes do more harm than good. The Browns seem to understand this, and according to insider Mary Kay Cabot, Sanders has been making serious strides in practice. She's been talking to sources close to the team, and the news is encouraging. They say he's progressing in every way in mechanics, decision-making, understanding the playbook, and that behind the scenes, his development has been really well. That's a big deal, folks, because it indicates that Shedeur might be closer to being ready than many initially thought. Now let's pause for a second. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. The fact is, Sanders fell to the 5th round for a reason. Coming out of college, he wasn't viewed as a finished product, and his preseason struggles were evident. He looked like a player who needed more time to adjust to the NFL's speed, the complexity of defenses, and the pressure of playing at this level. But the Browns, known for their patience and long-term vision, didn't rush him. Instead, they've been nurturing his talent, giving him the chance to grow, to learn from watching others, and to refine his craft. That's a stark contrast to some teams that throw their rookies into the fire too early, risking burnout or setbacks. And what's interesting is how the Browns are handling this with a lot of discipline. They're not feeding into the outside noise, which has been quite loud, especially with fans eager to see Sanders take the field. They're sticking to their plan, trusting their coaching staff, and focusing on his development. The hope is that if he continues on this trajectory, he could be a real weapon down the line, maybe even this season if the opportunity arises. Although there's no official word yet on whether he'll see game action in the near future, the signs are promising. It's clear that Sanders has the potential to be a significant part of Cleveland's future, especially if he keeps progressing at this rate. Now, let's take a quick step back and look at the bigger picture here. The Browns, as you all know, have been a team on the rise for some time. They've made smart moves in the draft, they've built a solid defense, and their offense, led by players like Deshaun Watson, has been trying to find its rhythm. But the quarterback position has always been a question mark, hasn't it? For years, fans have been waiting for that franchise quarterback to emerge and lead the team back to the playoffs, back to the Super Bowl. And now, with Sanders developing behind the scenes, there's a real sense that the Browns might have something special brewing. Let's not forget, the AFC North is one of the most competitive divisions in the NFL. The Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, each team has its own strengths and vulnerabilities. But Cleveland is quietly positioning itself as a contender not just for this season, but for the future. The patience with Sanders, combined with the team's overall talent and coaching, could be the missing piece they need to break through that glass ceiling. Imagine a scenario where Sanders, after some more seasoning, steps in and provides a spark, giving Cleveland a new dimension on offense. That would change everything. It could even alter the division dynamics entirely. And speaking of the division, the AFC North has been a battleground for years. The Ravens have had their moments of dominance, the Bengals have shown flashes of brilliance, and the Steelers are always lurking, ready to strike. Cleveland, meanwhile, has been hovering around, building quietly but steadily. The addition of a young, developing quarterback like Sander'S could be the X factor that pushes them over the top. It's not just about having a backup or a future starter. It's about having a player who could step in and make a difference in crucial moments, maybe even this season if the opportunity presents itself. What's also interesting is how the Browns are managing this process. They're not rushing Sander'S into action just for the sake of it. They're respecting the process, trusting their coaching staff, and prioritizing his long-term growth over short-term gains. That's a smart move because it's often better to wait and develop a player properly than to push him into a situation where he's not ready and risk setbacks. This approach has worked for many teams in the past, especially with quarterbacks, and it looks like Cleveland is adopting that philosophy with Sander'S. Now, considering the current season, the Browns are in a position where they're competing, but they're also looking ahead. They're trying to balance winning now with preparing for the future. And if Sander'S continues to improve, he could be a major part of that future. The coaching staff has been cautious but optimistic, and fans are eager to see what he can do when given the chance. The fact that he's making progress in practice is a promising sign, and it's something everyone in Cleveland should be watching closely. Looking ahead, there are a lot of questions. Will Sander'S get some playing time this season? Will he be the guy who finally takes the reins of the Browns' offense and leads them into a new era? Or will they continue to be patient, keep grooming him, and wait for the right moment? Whatever the case, the Browns are clearly invested in his development, and that's an encouraging sign for the future. It's a story that's just beginning to unfold, and the implications could be huge not just for Cleveland, but for the AFC North as a whole. As we watch this season unfold, keep an eye on Sander'S because if those practice reports are true, and they seem to be, he might soon be a more prominent figure on the team. The Browns have a lot of talent, and with a promising young quarterback on the rise, their future looks brighter than ever. And let's not forget, the NFL is a league where patience often pays off. The Browns are showing that they understand this better than most, and that could be the key to their next chapter of success. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. Do you believe Sander'S is ready to step in? Are you excited about his development? Or do you think the team should wait a bit longer? Whatever you think, we want to hear it. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. This is a team that's on the rise, and the best is yet to come. Thanks for sticking with us, and let's keep supporting this incredible franchise as they chase that Super Bowl dream.